Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Sandeep Sharma here. So, the INI super specialty results are out, and we have someone very special with us, Dr. Shivani Deep. Dr. Shivani Deep has got rank 2. Yes, rank 02 in the INI super specialty pediatric oncology. So she will is going to be a great leading pediatric oncologist in future, and it's our honor to welcome her to this interview. So, Dr. Shivani Deep, congratulations first of all, and welcome to this interview.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir. And I'm extremely thankful for your extensive support and the PrepLadder platform, by which I had been able to achieve this dream rank and dream college.
So pleasure is all ours. Dr. Shivani, can you just elaborate upon your background first so students can know what place you belong to, where you did your UG and PG from?
My name is Dr. Shivani Deep Singh, and I belong to Raebareli, which is a town in Uttar Pradesh. I did my undergraduation from All India Institute of Medical Sciences, Patna, and did my post-graduation in pediatrics from Institute of Medical Sciences, Banaras Hindu University, Varanasi. And currently, I'm doing my fellowship from IMS BHU only in pediatric hematology oncology.
Great, great. So, was this your first attempt, or you have appeared previously also in super specialty exams, NEET, SS, and INISS?
I did my MD in June 2022, and I appeared in NEET SS last year. But as I did not prepare during my third year, so it was quite not good. I didn't get. I got a rank of 354, but I was not getting my branch. I wanted pediatric oncology then too, but I was not getting it. And then in November, I appeared for PGI Hemat Oncology, but there was a single seat, and I did not qualify for that also. So this is my second attempt for INI, and I have previously attempted for a NEET SS exam.
So from 354 to rank 2, like it's been one hell of a journey for you, and a very rewarding one as well. So, Dr. Shivani, what things you were doing wrong in the previous attempt, and what did you which you feel you did right in this attempt that you got to this platform, this success you achieved?
So initially, I was little superficial. I did not indulge very much into the theory part, and I was not very involved with what the content was. Like I used to give quizzes for every day. Like for the brief time that I prepared for NEET SS, I used to give quizzes of PrepLadder every day, and I just saw the MCQ part, like MCQ approach of all the units. But I didn't watch all the videos and all the content. But once I was off the NEET preparation and I didn't get select, then I went to watch all the videos elaborately, and that really helped me to make a concept, because Nelson as such is a very dry book to read. It takes a lot of effort, and I had some difficulty in consolidating the knowledge that I gained from it, and it was all just in bits. But once I started watching your videos, it was very easy for me to complete a unit. Initially I started with pulmonology, and it was so helpful for me because that gave me a confidence that I can complete at least one unit. That was the easiest unit that I could complete with the help of your videos. And then subsequently, in between what you say that the answers are there in front of you, the answer is between the four options that you have, and all those words also just keep us boosted up, because preparing for SS and preparing for PG are quite different. Like in PG, we are totally dedicated to studies, but in SS, most of us are usually working, so we need someone at least to have some faith in us. And that I guess that while I was preparing through PrepLadder, it was very helpful. The videos were very informative, and along with that, it never was like I have to put some effort in reading book while watching those videos. So reading Nelson was very easier when I watched videos compared to when I used to read Nelson in my PG days. It was very difficult for me. I had to make notes, and still I used to forget the basic and simple things. So this was the difference that I had to change my strategy, because it didn't work for the first time. So for the next time, I used to watch your videos, the videos that you used to take with different toppers, and the messages that those people gave, they usually told that we have to be very thorough with our knowledge. We have to be very thorough with Nelson and the core book that we have to follow. We have to be very thorough with that. So
Great. Very pleasing to know that we could make a difference in your preparation. But at the same time, like for the viewers, before I started this interview, I was talking to Dr. Shivani, and she said that she was listening to the other interviews earlier, and she did not know that now today she will be sitting and giving the interview. So all of those,
exactly, sir.
yes, all of those who are listening to this interview right now and are wondering, uh, would we be able to sit? Yes. All you need to do is believe in yourself, stay focused, and read Nelson properly. And I think Dr. Shivani, from uh, almost at the periphery of the ranks in NEET SS, in the top two in the country in INISS, I think it has been a wonderful journey in less than 1 year. So hats off to you, Dr. Shivani. Apart from that, what were the prime resources that you used? Like, obviously, Nelson was the core of your preparation. Apart from that, what other textbooks you feel from pediatric oncology point of view which are important? And any journals also, if you read, what advice would you give to your juniors?
So for pediatric oncology per se, we need to be thorough with Lanskovsky. Lanskovsky is the core book that we need to read. It has to be read from page to page. At least we have to read those things which you have focused in your videos. Like I just went to those topics and I just covered them line to line from Lanskovsky, whatever was possible in this brief amount of time. And then we have to just keep on revising it. Reading once is very cumbersome because we just keep on thinking that we have to read this, read this, read this. We have to just complete reading once and we have to revise as many times as we can, because the knowledge can only be consolidated if we revise appropriately. If we don't revise, then it's of no use in the last moments because we usually tend to forget things. And apart from using Lanskovsky, there were few chapters which I missed in my previous INISS. I referred them from PIDZO and POPLEC. And apart from that, the generals were like in a general of pediatrics and IAP. No other general I saw. And from generals, I only saw those topics which were pertaining to oncology or hematology. And
Correct. Excellent approach. So all those who are listening, there is no end to the world of journals. But at the same time, what, as Dr. Shivani rightly said, Indian Academy of Pediatrics Journal. So it's Indian Pediatrics, freely available. And then you have IJP, that is
IJP.
subscription. You need subscription for that,
Yes.
but it is easily available through the library. So if you are getting, no need to read those random case reports unless you have a lot of free time. Whatever subject you are targeting, whatever problem areas, new recommendations, just
Only
go through.
recommendations.
Yes. I think that's more than enough. So Dr. Shivani was very clear in whatever she was focusing on. So Dr. Shivani, there is another area, like students say that again, this is something which I always ask people who top in oncology part. How much deep into those protocols of oncology you should be going into? Because number one, protocols are not the same in any two books. Number two, what we are doing is very different from what you read in certain textbooks. Number three, if there is a difference of opinion, how did you consolidate and how much in depth you go into?
Actually, sir, in Lanskovsky, they usually give a name of two for every disease or every tumor. They have named a few protocols. Like in osteosarcoma, they have named like UROS trial. For even sarcoma, they have. If at least we are just familiar with the names, they won't ask about these time duration or the amount of doses that we are planning or the number of cycles that we are planning. They will only ask about the named trials or named protocols that are being currently underway, and which are named like in I named like in AML or ALL, which are very popular trials. And apart from them, most questions were directed towards the drugs, the backbone drugs which are used in specific tumors. Like in this year's INI, there was a question like the backbone drugs for the treatment of hepatoblastoma. So we need to be sure of the backbone drugs that we are using for each tumor. There are solid tumors and hematolymphoid malignancies, and we don't have to go very much into detail of the protocols. it just have to be very brief about the drugs, their basic schedules, and few named protocols. We don't have to just go into detail of the elaboration of all protocols.
Great. So apart from that, the INISS also has, and this time there were a lot of questions on the biostats part. How did you
Yes,
tackle?
sir. Yes, sir. INISS always has this a lot of questions from biostats part. Usually, what I actually what we got help from was the NPTEL exam that we had to attempt before our MD, because they have got some important questions. Like in last year INI, there was a question on Prisma. This year also there were questions from sensitivity, specificity. Every time they have questions on this. Then there are graphs. There was a question on forest plot. So I think we need to read some resources. I usually prefer the IAP journals because they have their biostatistical segment. Usually every other month or every month, every 3 monthly, there is a part which consolidates the statistical part like studies and graphs and plots. Those were quite helpful. Actually, I read those only.
Very useful information. Please take note, all those who are targeting INISS. Biostats makes a difference in the final score.
Yes.
Yes. Apart from that, then department assessment. Very little public information is available. How did your department assessment go, and what advice would you give for that?
We just have to be confident, and it is better to be more composed rather than to be more informative. And mostly they will have it in 2 stages. And the first stage usually comprises of the core core oncology interview, and the second one was of the general pediatrics part. Core oncology was usually focused on the rare topics which we usually avoid, like the last chapters of Lanskovski's, like supportive care, palliative care, then what are the late effects, and the general part is quite unpredictable, as the name suggests. But the oncology was not the usual oncology that we usually expect, like it would be ALL or AML or neuroblastoma. It was more of the general but less read part that they asked in.
And obviously, you did well in that. That is reflecting in the score. So I think you have done well. You have covered all your basics. Before we come to the end of the interview, if someone wants to prepare for INISS DM oncology, at what time one should be starting, and how much time do you think is sufficient for someone to prepare?
So one can start at any time. It just depends on the discipline that they're following. If they're disciplined enough, they can crack it in 15 days, 30 days. It depends on the efforts they're putting. There are people who can read 20 hours, 18 hours at a stretch, but it depends on how much they're focusing or how much they're intended to put their efforts into. Ideally, if you're disciplined, it may take 3 months or 6 months. It'll work. You just have to be consistent. It does. If even if we don't get our success in the first strike, we usually don't. We have never got with them. There are very few lucky people who get through all these exams in their first attempt, right from 12th standard to this MD, DM and all. But we all have to be consistent. If we just have to bargain out of these two things. If we don't have, if we are somewhat lacking in talent, or if we don't have that much amount of memory like other people do, then we have to compensate it with hard work. That is the only thing that can compensate for anything. So even if we don't get in our first attempt, we don't have to be disheartened. And this is all what I got to know with because of you, sir. I saw your one interview with Pallav sir. I remember it, and those were the worst time of my life. I remember, because I had just got my NEET SS rank. It was very bad. Then I attempted INISS Himatonk. It was also bad. And then that interview came out. Pallav sir, I remember it was in November somewhere. And you just told that he took 2 years to back to back to just know the pattern of the exam. And it was some kind of boost. Like what we usually do is that we give up. And the only message that I want to convey is that sometimes it is not winning which is important. sometimes it is not giving up which is important. If we don't give up, then we are far ahead of the people who have already given up. So just holding on to is very important, and that is what I've learned with your in between messages that you give during your lectures, and that you make us feel alive during lectures. It's very important, sir. It's very important because uh, there are points where even our family members and our friends start losing faith in us. But at least there is someone where we know that we'll be feeling lively while attending your classes. It's very, very happy to enjoy our subject. I took pediatrics as my choice. I always wanted just pediatrics. I never wanted to take general medicine. But after my MD exam, I was so disheartened. I was so disheartened. But once I started watching your videos, it just made such a difference in my life. I just owe all my success to PrepLadder and to you, sir. I'm
Thank
very
you.
happy. I'm very
Thank
happy,
you.
sir. I'm very happy that I'm just talking to you. I just can't believe, sir, because I've just seen so many videos, all from the NEET SS toppers, INISS toppers, and then one ma'am also. I don't remember her name, but she has just cleared pediatric gastro last INISS. I saw
Al-
her video too.
Alicia? Alicia?
Alicia Babbar ma'am, Pallav sir's video. I just can't tell you, sir. In my worst of the time, I used to just put your videos with one of the toppers, and I just used to watch it, and then I just restarted my studies, and that was such a boost to me. And I hope there are people like me in different parts of the country who are just trying to have some string, and I know that you will be providing that string to them, and it's so good for you. I thank you, sir, from the bottom of my heart. You're such an inspiration for all of us over here because
Thank you.
some
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Shivani, for all these praise. See, end of the day, so many students listen to the same video. It all comes down to, see, end of the day, I'm like a coach. I can only tell you, eventually, the game has to be played by you. And well done, you have played the game well. And you have that passion for pediatrics and you did not give up. So I think whatever Dr. Shivani has just said, you need to stay focused, and it does not depend how academically good you are. See, if uh, there are always some people who are exceptionally gifted. There will be people who have a great IQ. They are topping in NEET UG, then INI UG, then they are topping in every exam, getting gold medals, doing a lot of good things in life. They are going to get selected irrespective. But in case you have not been that component, you've not been in that zone. Still, I personally believe, because I belong to that category, I was not a topper initially. I've gradually grown up.
yes,
So
sir.
it all comes down to how willing you are to put that effort into it. And end of the day, it doesn't matter where you're starting. What matters is where you are ending. And Dr. Shivani, you are ending at the top. So this is now you're going to be your identity. You are going to be DM Oncology AIMS. That's all. That's what matters, right?
Thank you
Yeah.
so much, sir. Thank you. I just owe the success to you, to my parents, and to God, and the
Yes.
teachers in my institutions, which who have guided me all through these years. But it has been a hard time, but it has been a good time.
Yes. And now it is time for you to have gratitude, but at the same time believe in yourself and indulge yourself a bit. Because once you join, it is going to be tough. Again, residency, even if it is super specialty, it's never tough. But
Yes,
now you
sir.
need to really party hard and any shout outs you have given already to your parents and family?
So my mentor, Professor Vinita Gupta ma'am, who's my mentor right now. I'm doing my fellowship from IMSBHU, and she's the head of the division of pediatric hematology oncology. She's very good, and she's a very disciplined person, and she has always been motivating me into this field. She's the only person who has made me interested into this field because we had a great exposure of pediatric oncology during our MD days. So she's one person. Then all the teachers, those who have been there, my guide, Professor Ashok Kumar sir, our other teachers like Professor Rajniti Prasad sir, then my parents, God, and you, and everyone. My sibling support is very important for good mental health during those bad days. So my brother, he was always by my side. So these are the people, and my friends. Friends are an extended family. My co-fellow. Dr. Chandradeep. He was always by my side whenever I needed some sort of help or I had to go to library and he has to some work to do, like office work or some ward work. He was always there. So my friends and other friends who have always been by my side when I was in depression and I could not focus. So I had my friends whom I used to talk. So all those people.
Great, 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 great. So you have taken a lot of names, and I am quite sure each one of them is really proud of you today, Dr. Shivani. See, it's not going to be easy. Residency is never easy, but you are going to enjoy because you love pediatrics and you are going to do what you wanted to do. I think that's the most important thing. And we wish you, I wish you personally, I wish you all the success, myself, on behalf of the entire PrepLadder SS team. And we do hope that you become the topmost pediatric oncologist in the country and you make everyone proud. You have made everyone proud already, even more. We see your face somewhere being, as the um, icon of pediatric oncology a few years down
Sir,
the line.
I still can't believe that I'm actually talking to you after.
I'm as normal as you. I'm as normal as you. You find me walking on the road. You will not even notice me. I'm that inconsequential. It is just that we have a tendency, like, okay, you have seen my videos, so we tend to become, a bit more glorified in that way. But there is very little difference. And technically speaking, now you are going to be DM. I am not a DM myself. I am MD.
No, sir, it doesn't matter. It just, all that is important is how good a person is, what we can make out of someone. It's not what we actually are. It just depends, like, what best we can make out of someone else. And that's very, very thankful of you, sir. Very much thankful of you.
That's so nice of you, and thank you so much for these appreciation and all these words. And I hope all your viewers who are listening to this interview would be extremely motivated. So, छोटा नहीं सोचना है and बड़ा सोचना है, and does not matter what you have done previously. What matters is where you will be ending, and the journey you should be ending. Just like abhi, yesterday, there was last night, there was a match of
CSK and
yes,
Gujarat.
and CSK won on the last ball, so it is
Yes,
never
sir.
over till the
Yes,
last
sir, till the last ball.
till the
And
last.
that is the only thing which was with us. You know, sir, matlab, the exam was on 29th, and from 25th we were like, ki, there are no, but I was like, there are only 2 seats. I don't need to give the exam. I don't think I'll be able to do it. But it was like your this line that sometimes it is not about winning. It's just about not giving up. And I just stood by it, and I was just like revising and revising, and that was the only thing that kept me held at that. I'm so thankful to you, sir.
Continue the good work. Now you will be a role model for others. Motivate them. Let the good work continue. Good words flow in this universe. That's all I can say. So thank you so much, Dr. Shivani. It was lovely talking to you, and it was a totally, unplugged, totally, completely, I would say, motivating video. Even I'm motivated listening to you. I feel like, okay, I should be now sitting for the super specialty exam again. But again, I'm done. So thank you so much, Dr. Shivani. And
Yes, sir.
it was a pleasure. We wish you all the success in life.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.